Correct. Well, I'm gonna start with the. We're gonna do good news and bad news, but if you noticed, the good news is that the WBC has been making fights. The WBC has been ordering mandatories. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start straight from the top. So you got Bermane Stiverne, who has to fight Deontay Wilder sometime before the end of this year. Now, it's going to be a purse bid or whatever the case may be. Let's go to 175 pounds. The number one contender to Adonis Stevenson's belt is Jean Pascal. Jean Pascal has been openly calling him out. Do not be surprised if they order that fight or it goes to purse bid. You got the 168 pound division. Anthony Durrell defeated Saki Obika in what was a mandatory. They both had to fight for the belt, but Anthony Durrell has to face the winner of George Groves versus Chris Rabas on September the 20th. And the winner of that is the mandatory, will be the mandatory for Anthony Durrell. So Anthony Durrell is going to have to fight George Groves. Go to the 160 pound division. You got Miguel Cotto, who's the 160 pound champion. Many fans, and it's all in the media. Now remember that part. It's all in the media that Cotto was not really a 160 pound champion. Basically, it's not, put it this way, he plans on holding on to the belt. You know, somebody pointed out, I forgot one of the comments, you know, that he's not pulling a Roy Jones. Roy Jones just went up there just to get the belt to show he can get it and then move back down. To whereas in Cotto and Freddie Roach have that belt, and they want to say, no, we want to fight that person, but we want them to come down to this weight. They put too much politics on it. So now, in somewhat of an unprecedented move that has only happened, if I'm correct, only a few times in boxing, the winner, I mean, and of course it should be, right? The winner of Golovkin versus Marco Antonio Rubio on October the 18th is going to be the WBC interim champion, which also means they're the number one contender and mandatory challenger for Miguel Cotto. Now, I did a whole video on that, so it means that basically Cotto has his voluntary defense right now, and then sometime in early to mid 2014, if he's still a WBC 160 pound champion, he has to fight the winner of Golovkin and Rubio. So let's go to the 154 pound division. It's Floyd Mayweather. Let's go to the 147 pound division. It's Floyd Mayweather. Now, for the first time since I forgot when it was, Sugar Ray Leonard was the last person to do it. Defend his major titles in both weight classes. So basically, he's defending that 154 pound WBC, 147 pound WBC. Both Ring magazines were both, and then the 147 pound WBA. You know, but he's doing that because think about it. If he didn't defend both titles, now remember, he usually fights one fight, 147, 154, 147. So he fought Marcos Maidana at 147 pounds. Last time he fought Saul Canelo Alvarez was almost a year ago by the time he stepped into the ring with Maidana. So which means that he would be inactive in the 154 pound division for all that time, and they have every right to strip him and probably told him, listen, we're going to strip you. So which is why he's doing something unprecedented, which is also, well, something very, very rare, which is also a good selling point as well, and also reaps the benefit of being, you know, the champion in two weight divisions, even though Marcos Maidana has not fought in a 154 pound division, but still, it's crazy. So when you go from 147 down to 140, you have Danny Garcia, who fought Rod Solka, and I'm looking like the WBC was probably like, okay, all right, it's cool, we got you on that. He not fighting for that belt, but guess what? You fight your mandatory next. Fuck Lamont Peterson. So now you got, no, you're not. I'm just saying what they probably say. You got Danny Garcia, who has to fight Victor Postol in a fight where he never even thought he would have to take, because the WBC said, listen, like, make the fight or it's going to be a purse bid. You go to the 135 pound division. Omar Figueroa was running in on Jorge Linares, who was only a matter of time before they probably moved him up and said, okay, fight him. You know, in a he wasn't the number one contender, but they probably would have put Linares in a fight with somebody, I forgot who, to make them the number one contender. But Figueroa was moving up. So what I'm saying is, you get the pattern. You know, like I just sat there and went through. You get what I'm saying now. This new guy, Mauricio Saliman, the son of Jose Saliman. This new guy seems a lot more aggressive because his father's gone. So he probably was, you know, watching all these years the way his father did business and thinking like, okay, when I become the head, I'm not going to have this shit. I'm going to have people fighting. So if you really look at it, fans, you know, remember they put their foot down. They didn't allow Danny Garcia to defend his title against Rod Solka. You know, and now they're kind of saying, now they're telling him, like, listen, okay, we gave you that one, and it wasn't a title defense, but now you got to fight who we choose you to fight. Now, a couple of years ago, you know, you could say it wasn't like that. You know, a guy like Floyd Mayweather was holding on to mandatories for the longest. And to, I guess, bring the bad news. The bad news, to me, is that Amir Khan is the #1 contender for the 147-pound title. So, the WBC, just like they've ordered all these other fights, and if Amir Khan starts really bitching, you know, they'll say, okay, well, Floyd, fight him or drop the belt. And Floyd not dropping the WBC belt, and you know, he'll be like, okay, well, the WBC told me to fight Khan. You know, you see what I'm saying? I don't want to see the Khan fight, but I don't want to see, you know, it forced into a fight that has to happen. You know, I want to believe that Mayweather's going to fight Pacquiao in May 2015. I want to believe it. You know, but to each his own. I'm T Street Controversy. I cover every single major fight live. I talk about boxing. Whatever. Actually, I cover whatever I feel like covering. But Real Combat Media website I'm associated with, links right below. I run a boxing forum. I'm keeping it simple. I run a boxing forum. Just send me a friend request. Simple as that. I'm not going to say any more. Please subscribe.